Society, you dehumanized society, and that's what this is really all about. You've been talking about this for a long time. It's not about gender inclusivity. It's about redefining what sex is, what gender is, and we're just at the beginning of this. How far are they going to take this? I mean, we are just at the beginning of this whole transgender thing, and they're already making federal laws where you can be fined if you refuse to call someone they. You know, I mean,
They want to arrest you 5 years in prison in Canada if you say you don't believe in transgenderism. Well, I mean, how about I believe the moon's made of cheese? Whether I'm wrong or right, do I have free speech or not?
30th, 2014. Let's get straight into our news tonight. Top story, Democratic Senator Markey's hate speech bot. Earlier this month, we ran a story on Senator Ed Markey's The Hate Crime Reporting Act of 2014. The legislation proposes updating 20-year-old report on the role of internet, radio, and TV that they allegedly play in encouraging hate crimes based on gender, race, religion, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. And Mark Slavo writes, combined with the new WebBot hate speech tools, could the government then preempt detention and arrest under the Patriot Act or the National Defense Authorization Act, both of which allow for action to be taken against those who threaten national security, yet another broadly defined term.
Ministry News, I'm Hal Mayer. Quebec Human Rights Commissioner Jacques Fremont has proposed a law to prevent and combat hate speech and any speech inciting violence. The law would allow Quebec's Human Rights Commission or the members of the public to initiate a hate speech lawsuit against anyone who makes a statement considered discriminatory against a group. The bill would also authorize the Commission to investigate people alleged to have uttered hate speech. Those convicted of promoting hate would be fined up to $20,000 and their names would be made public and posted indefinitely online.
Here's what's being proposed, including gender identity and gender expression in the Canadian Human Rights Act, meaning, for instance, you can't be fired, refused an apartment, or service at a restaurant for being transgender. Also, changes to the criminal code, adding hate crime sentencing when someone is targeted for their gender identity or gender expression. Hate speech laws would also be updated.
question global warming. If you have been labeled, quote, a climate denier, well, guess what? 1 in 4 Democrats agree that you should be prosecuted. Yes, a new Rasmussen poll is out, revealing disturbing new data. Just over 1 in 4 Democrats, 27%, favor prosecuting those who don't agree with global warming. Just 24% of all voters believe that the scientific debate about global warming is in fact over, although that's up from 20% in July of last year. Unchanged is the 63% who say that the debate is not yet over. 13% are not sure. Now, among voters who believe scientists have made up their minds about global warming, 1 in 4, 24%, favor prosecuting those who question that theory. But thankfully, 64% are still opposed. Global warming advocates are calling for the prosecution of groups who disagree with them, and New York State has taken it a step further by investigating ExxonMobil for refusing to play ball with the popular scientific theory. How crazy is that? 1 in 4 Democrats, if you disagree with them, they think you should be prosecuted. I mean, where is the freedom of thought in this nation?
At you. Madam Attorney General, the similarities between the mischief of the tobacco industry pretending that the science of tobacco's dangers was unsettled, and the fossil fuel industry pretending that the science of carbon emissions dangers is unsettled, has been remarked on widely, particularly by those who study the climate denial apparatus that the fossil fuel industry has erected. Under President Clinton, the Department of Justice brought and won a civil RICO action against the tobacco industry for its fraud. Under President Obama, the Department of Justice has done nothing so far about the climate denial scheme. A request for action by the Department of Justice has been referred by you to the FBI. My question to you is, other than civil forfeitures and matters attendant to a criminal case, are there other circumstances in which a civil matter under the authority of the Department of Justice has been referred to the FBI?
Senator, thank you for raising that issue, and thank you for your work in this area. I know your commitment is deep. This matter has been discussed. We have received information about it and have referred it to the FBI to consider whether or not it meets the criteria for what we could take action on. I'm not aware of a civil referral at this time. I will look into that and get back to you, but I'm not aware of a civil referral outside of the one that you just raised.
Are there any civil cases with the United States as plaintiff within DOJ's civil division in which the FBI is preparing the case for the civil division?
Are you regarding climate change
Regarding
issues?
any matter.
I couldn't give you that information right now in terms of whether or not...
We can take that as a question for the record.
Partnership aims to set rules for trade among 12 nations and would, in effect, bind the United States more closely with a portion of the world which accounts for 40% of global output. What has many people talking are the new internet laws which could be passed because of this possible agreement. To talk about this, I was joined earlier by Steve Anderson, Executive Director of Open Media. I first asked him, what are we facing here as internet users?
Yeah, well, we know from leaked drafts because, all of this is being done in secret. So we have to rely on those leaked drafts. And what they tell us is that the TPP, if it goes through, it will make the internet more expensive, policed, and censored. And so basically it'll force ISPs to act as internet police, monitoring our internet use, censoring content, removing whole websites from the internet, and even potentially knocking people off the internet altogether, so kind of terminating our access.
So it would be curtailing some of the rights. Things that have been talked about quite a bit are this so-called 3 strikes rule. If you're caught using websites with information or data that isn't copyrighted properly, you can then take the hit for that. And if a household has 3, you can lose your internet access. So are a lot of internet rights activists essentially saying that the little guy is going to end up losing out and these outdated business models are going to be implemented so that these companies can continue to make money?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the sort of old, media conglomerates that are really lobbying to have the power to censor websites and online content, knock websites off the internet, and monitor how we use the internet. And, it's really because they're having trouble adapting to the internet. So they want to make it so that if you're an innovative online media company or you're just a social media company, that you have all these new costs, and that if you're a citizen and that you could be basically kicked off the internet or to have content removed just for allegations, not even being caught. So it's a way for the old media companies to kind of censor the internet because they're having trouble competing with it. And we know that these types of proposals are fundamentally unpopular, and that's why they're pushing it through this secretive Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, because they know that they can't get it done domestically. They tried to do that with SOPA and they failed. They tried to do it in other countries as well and failed. So they're trying to get it through the back door.
Well, yeah, and with 12 nations hoping to possibly join this, it could be a lot of people affected.
Opinion, backed up with publicly available statistics, government statistics, talking about rape culture. Actually, you'd think that liberals would welcome a calm discussion about rape by a Swedish woman worried about women's rights. But you'd be wrong, because the rape perpetrators here are Muslim migrants. So Facebook and the European Union shut down Ingrid's Facebook page. Just vaporized it. No notice, no warning, no hearing, no evidence, no nothing. The speech code that the EU and Facebook agreed to is very proud of that rough justice. They actually boast about their 24-hour rule, as in within 24 hours of getting a complaint, they'll act. They say it's important to stop viral videos early.
News, whatever, it's the soul that is corrupt. And how we get back to a moral rebirth in this country, I don't know, since we are slowly eroding religion at every opportunity that we have. Probably we should be debating a bill requiring every American to attend a church of their choice on Sunday to see if we can get back to how
todos somos hijos de Dios.
Creo en el amor.
Creo en el amor.
Creo en el amor.
Creo en el amor.
World peace, we the youth believe, can only be achieved when all aspects, when all people come together as one. And in the past 3 days you have seen that the youth, we have done all we can. within our capacity. But we are looking upon the leaders right now, the leaders of the international community, the politicians, the lawmakers, and the religious leaders to help us fulfill this goal. Signing this agreement, it may not bring peace immediately, ladies and gentlemen, but what I'd like to say is that it is a step in the right direction, and the youth need your help. So now we will proceed with the signing ceremony of the Unity of Religion Agreement. The Unity of Religion Agreement is a groundbreaking promise of religions to unite unconditionally and without discrimination to achieve true peace. I would like to call upon the following religious leaders to come up to the stage and join us for the signing of the ceremony of the Unity of Religions Agreement. First, Archbishop Martin de Jesus Barahona to please come up to the stage. Also, a representative of Holiness Sharukirti Panditak Haryavari Ashwam Swati Shri Bataraka to come to the stage. Also, from the Islam Shia faith, El Sharif Muhammad Hassan El Armini to come to the stage. From the Hinduism faith, His Holiness Swami Shidadananda Saraswatiji Maharaj, the Guru of India. From the faith of Buddhism, Representative Dr. Ashin Nyanisara, founder of the Sidaku Buddha Vihara. Would you please make your way to the stage? From the Catholic Church, Archbishop Antonio Ledesma from the Philippines. From the Anglican Church, Archbishop Patricio Enrique Viveros Robles. From the Sikh religion, Singh Sahib Jana Gurbacha and Singhji. If you could make your way to the stage, please. From the Jewish faith, Rabbi Jeremy Yehuda Milgrom. From the Zoroaster faith, Dr. Meher Master Moose. And from the Baha'i faith, Dr. Bharati Gandhi.
La mayor parte de los habitantes del planeta se declaran creyentes. Esto debería provocar un diálogo entre las religiones. No debemos dejar de orar por él y colaborar con quienes piensan distinto.
Confío en Buda.
Creo en Dios.
Creo en Jesucristo.
Creo en Dios, Allah.
Muchos piensan distinto, sienten distinto, buscan a Dios o encuentran a Dios.
One world religion. The Pope is claiming that all religions worship the same God. Michael Snyder reports a new video has just been released in which Pope Francis very clearly expresses his belief that all of the major religions are different paths to the same God. He says that while people from various global faiths may be, quote, seeking God or meeting God in different ways, that it is important to keep in mind that we are all children of God. This is the most recent example that shows that the Pope has completely abandoned any notion that a relationship with God is available only through Jesus Christ. As he has done throughout his papacy, he continues to lay the groundwork for the coming one world religion, and yet hardly anyone seems upset by this. But the truth is, in this video, it's very real.
The following comes from the article that was put out by the Catholic News Agency. It says this, quote, "The Pope's first ever video message on his monthly prayer intentions was released on Tuesday, highlighting the importance of interreligious dialogue and the beliefs different faiths hold in common, such as the figure of God and love. Quote, many think differently, feel differently, seeking God or meeting God in different ways. In this crowd, in this range of religions, there is only one certainty that we have for all. We are all children of God," Pope Francis said in his message that was released on January 6th, the Feast of the Epiphany. Snyder concludes, nearly 2,000 years ago, the Apostle John warned us that one world religion was coming.
While the proceedings continue on stage, we will conduct the signing ceremony of the agreement to propose the enactment of an international law for the cessation of war and world peace. stage with our delegations to establish peace, for the heritage of peace to be brought to all generations. We must do everything in our power to end all wars on this earth and to establish world peace according to the will of the Creator, God. Therefore, all religions must unite under God as one. We pledge in sight of God, all people of the world, and the peace advocate to become under God through the unity of religion. We hereby acknowledge that we must be recreated through God's seed so that we might be recognized as the family of God. And in that likeness, shine an eternal light upon the earth, loving our neighbors as ourselves.
Chicos y chicas, yo sé que ustedes en el corazón tienen algo que los mueve, que están inquietos, porque un joven que no está inquieto es un viejo. Y ustedes tienen juventud, y la juventud crea inquietud. Te pregunto, ¿cuál es tu inquietud? ¿Sabés bien cuál es tu inquietud o no sabés? ¿Querés saber cuál es tu inquietud? Yo te invito al gran encuentro de todos los jóvenes en Washington para encontrar a quien puede darte una respuesta de esta inquietud. Yo te invito a que te pongas esta malla para que te revistas un día con esto y puedas responder a esa gran inquietud. Y estás seguro, te lo aseguro, no vas a estar frustrado.
With our delegations to establish peace, for the heritage of peace to be brought to all generations. We must do everything in our power to end all wars on this earth and to establish world peace according to the will of the Creator, God. Therefore, all religions must unite under God as one. We pledge in sight